I mean, you think
I
realistically you could keep the house storm?
You, I mean,
Well, they play sports and stuff. I don't want to take that from them.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably not, dude. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Honestly, I doubt I don't see her can afford it. You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
What's up, gang? Nate Maddox here, PTP Groups, coming at you with some live action. I just set the camera on earlier. I was going to record some live dials, just to have some footage because I'm dialing a mix of, had a couple A leads come in and older leads to book virtual appointments, but I actually ended up booking one of them for the same day at 7 p.m. So let's take it from the top. This is dial on an A lead. Hey Jeff, this. Hey Jeff, this is Nate Maddox. How you doing?
All right, how are you?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. Just trying to get caught up on some stuff. I was actually returning a phone call from you guys from yesterday. Looks like you had called in. Would have been in regards to the coverage options for your Bowater mortgage there on County Road 29.
Right. I keep getting stuff in the mail and everything to get final notice and stuff like that, and I was just
Right.
worried. I was like, man, do I need to call this guy?
So is this a refi or did you just purchase that property, Jeff?
No, I had it refinanced.
Okay, so basically, man, anytime that you do a refi or anybody purchases a mortgage, either way, it just opens the window for your right to those coverage options. The coverage just pays the house off if you got diagnosed with something or anything happens to you. The banks can't make it mandatory; they have to outsource it to the insurance companies. Man, there's about 40 different insurance companies. My job is basically my job's just the underwriting, Jeff, just to get everything over to you that you would need from our end in case you did decide to set that coverage up. It'll have to be in your hands from there. But I've got everything you sent me. What, 53 years old you put, and you do use tobacco, is that right?
Yes.
Is that cigarettes or dip?
Cigarettes?
Okay. Now, and it looks like you have a co-borrower on the mortgage. Is that your spouse?
That's my wife.
What is her name, Jeff? I don't have that down for some reason. What's her first name?
Storm.
Storm. Okay. And how old is she?
38.
38. And does she use tobacco as well or no?
Yes, she does.
Okay. Smoker. Okay, so we've got a 130,000 on a refi with Bowater. And do either one of you have any major health issues that you're currently being treated for by chance?
Let me see. I had back surgery 2 years ago. I've got steel rods plated up and everything in my back. My wife just got diagnosed with she's going on the 11th to have a hysterectomy to get it all taken out. It's like uterus cancer or something like that. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You know what I mean?
I won't lie to you either. I can't help you if you don't tell me, but like I said, man, every company has different criteria for who they will or who they won't approve.
Right.
I just find
Right.
which company has the best possible rate, and you can take that, design whatever you want or don't want. It's out of my hair from there. I just got to show that you received it. That way you can do whatever you need to do with it on your end. Are you working full time, Jeff, or?
No, I'm disabled.
What about Storm? Does she work during the day or is she off right now too?
Yeah, she works 4 days, full time.
Full time. Okay. What time does she usually get off? 5 or 6?
4:30.
4:30. Okay. All right. So we booked the appointment. Let's fast forward to 7 p.m. This is June 22nd, 2023. Nobody brings it to you like we do. Real life, live action. Let's go. All right, here we go. 7 o'clock. Got a virtual appointment. So we're going to try to get him on the phone. He's got bad internet. He's in the country. We're going to see if we can get him on screen. What's happening, Jeff? This is Nate.
Hey, not much, man.
Did Storm make it in?
Yeah, she's sitting out beside me.
Good deal. You got me on speakerphone?
Yes, I do.
All right. Hey, Storm, this is Nate Maddox. How you doing?
Fine, how are you?
So, depending on your internet here, I'm trying to make this easy on you guys, so I wouldn't have to stop by and do a personal delivery and sign off saying I saw you. So, like I mentioned, I can as long as I can be in compliance. So, what is your email address, my friend? Back@gmail.com. Storm, do you have access to that on your phone?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Storm, have you had to use Zoom for anything, like a doctor's visit or anything like that?
Android, but I have one.
You have Zoom? Okay, perfect. If you already have Zoom on your phone, then when I send you this, all you gotta do is click it and it'll pop you up. I just have to be able to show my screen and be able to sign off saying I saw you. That way they know you're not in a wheel. That way they know Jeff's not in a wheelchair or something.
We're sitting in the vehicles at school ball practice, man. My girl's at ball practice.
Oh yeah, you are at ball practice now. So we'll make this quick and easy for you. All right, I just sent that email, Storm. If you'll check that, if you just push that link, it'll pop you in a Zoom meeting with me, and then I can pull my screen up and help you guys figure this out real quick.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're connecting,
okay.
man.
Perfect.
Waiting for the host to start the meeting.
Oh, hold on. That's weird. Oh, there you are. All right, say something, Storm.
I hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, so I hung up to get rid of that echo. Hey guys, I'm Nate. So
Hey,
y'all,
man.
y'all are at the ball fields. They got practice going on.
Yes, we're sitting in the truck right now, man.
There you go. Is practice about to start, or is he already out there?
Yes, they're practice. It's raining here. They're practicing inside today, so
Okay, very cool. All right, so real quick, I'm gonna pull my screen up, and I'll zoom in to where you can see it, because I know you're on a phone, so it might be kind of small on your end. Uh, so I can be in compliance here. I got to go through this part. This is state of Tennessee license and credentials. My license number is license number 203-8579. That is for Nathaniel Clayton Maddox. And here is my Tennessee driver's license, Nathaniel Clayton Maddox. So I am me. I'm here. You're you. All right, now I can help you guys just like you were sitting here in my office with me, or if I were got this in time to stop by the house and see you and drop it off in person yesterday. So,
good.
so you said this was a refinance, right?
Yes.
Okay. So when was the last time you had closed on a mortgage prior to this? Has it been a while?
When was it, Storm? 7 years ago, 8 years ago?
Okay. So I guess were y'all already married then?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Yes.
Yes, we got
Yes.
married.
Roundabout. Okay. So I'm assuming you probably didn't set up the coverage that time whenever you first, because anytime somebody purchases a piece of property or closes on a mortgage, whether it be a refinance or even if you do an equity line like you just did, anytime
Right.
you do that, the window opens for you to have the option to set up this type of coverage without having to do blood work or doctor's visits or jump through any hoops, which is why I have to technically see you and do all of that.
Right.
So, the banks are not licensed to offer the coverage. They have to outsource it to the actual insurance companies. Jeff, there's like 40 different insurance companies. They all have different criteria for who they will or who they want to approve.
Right.
My job's basically whoever I'm assigned to, to take care of the underwriting, make sure whatever you guys are trying to set up that you're even eligible to request that from that company. So I'll just kind of get a quick snapshot of everything. That way I
Okay.
can point you in the right direction and narrow down from 40 companies down to one or two, figure out who has the best rate. You can take that, kind of design whatever you want or whatever it's in your hands from there. I'll give you some ideas. I'll sign off on anything you want me to. Granted, I am authorized to do so. Fair enough.
Okay.
So we owe 130,000 now, and that's to Bowater. That's a 30-year note, right?
20.
20-year note. What's roundabout total monthly mortgage payment every month?
1,093.
1,000.
1,093, something like that.
Okay, 1093. What
Yeah.
so you probably have a good bit of equity there being there so long. What do you think you could sell the house for, the whole property?
Well, see, I just bought additional almost 2 acres right behind me. So I've got a total almost like 4 acres.
Okay.
And I can probably get like 225.
Okay.
Probably.
That's probably conservative at that.
Yes.
Yeah, I know it is because I've been riding around out there seeing what everybody's paying for these houses they're buying.
Right.
Yeah. So 4 acre. All right. So we'll just call it 225, which, man, hey, that gives you over $100,000 of equity sitting in that property. That's
Right.
your money basically sitting in an account invested into that real estate. So where do you work? No, you are disabled currently, right?
I'm disabled. Yes.
So you don't have any more employee benefits or anything like that.
No, sir.
If when you die, what do you have that as far as any other current life insurance, anything when something happens to you would kick in for
Nothing.
the kids?
Nothing.
Gotcha. Okay. What about on your side, Storm? Do you have you got employee benefits and stuff through your job?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have anything outside of your work coverage that you own as far as current life insurance? Something happens would kick in?
No.
Okay. So everything is through the job then?
Yes.
So, hey, we all have good, I always take advantage of that and participate in that, but it's great coverage to have. The only problem is it's only covers you while you are employed there, So, I mean, usually if somebody's sick enough to die, you ain't been working for a while,
Right.
So it's kind of like if a freak thing happens, you're still healthy, you're still working, you die, it should kick in. But whatever you guys design here or anywhere for that matter, if you're the owner of the policy, it doesn't matter if you're healthy, working, not working, whatever, something happens, you guys are covered because you own the policy, not your employer. So,
Okay.
Jeff, you have multiple sources of income, or is everything from Social Security disability on your side?
Social Security disability.
Okay, and that's just on you. Now, if something
Now
happens,
my kids draw off of me too. So
okay, so they get money every month from that.
yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and how many kids is that?
2,
Okay, how old?
11 and 9.
11 and 9. Okay, so what is just your Social Security disability pay you while you're alive every month, roundabout?
Right at 1,600.
And then more comes in per child, correct?
Yes.
Until they're 18.
Yes.
Okay, what is that amount per child, roundabout?
385.
385. Okay. And that's till they're 18. Now, if something happens to you, does Storm get a percentage, like 70% of this 1,600 a month, or does that end with you if you died?
I think that ends with me. I'm not for
Pretty
sure
sure.
though.
I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
Kids will still get to draw.
But the kids still get to draw.
Still, yeah, the kids still get it till 18 no matter what. Okay.
Right.
All right. Now, Storm, do you have multiple sources of income on your side, or is everything coming in on your side strictly from the job?
Job.
Okay. What do you think roundabout bring home pay per month is after taxes and everything just on you?
24.
Okay. 2,400. So are we going to stretch this out the full 20 years, you think, or you think you'll try to pay it off early?
No, we'll probably stretch it out, man.
Well, the good thing is you only owe 20 years on it. You got a ton of equity. So, I mean, you guys are in pretty good shape. Even if, you don't pay it off early, you're sitting pretty good. Okay. 770 plus 1,600 plus 2,400. Okay. So, total combined, household income coming into cash flow coming into the house every month after taxes and everything is about $4,770, right? Now, half of that is coming from Storm, which means she has to be, healthy and able to work. The other, your side, the good thing is it don't matter. As long as you're breathing, we got money coming in we can pay bills with, right? So if something happens to Jeff, we would lose that 1,600, but we would still get 385 times 2, we'd get the 770 from the kids. And if you're still healthy, nothing's going on with you, you're still working, you still make 2,400 a month. We would go from $4,770 a month. So you would be living on the $3,170 a month. Still have the mortgage payment and 2 kids to take care of. Am I missing anything there?
No,
Okay. So Storm, I mean, is that if something happens to Jeff and we go from, close to $5,000 a month to 3,000 a month, is there any way you could keep making this mortgage payment by yourself and take care of the kids and pay all the other bills? I mean, I know this isn't our only bill.
it'd be tough.
I'd be cutting some stuff off.
Yeah, you'd have to for sure. Hey, you'd be surprised how little that Netflix and Hulu accounts matter whenever it's time to pay the mortgage,
You got that right.
um so but I mean realistic, I know obviously it would be tough just looking at paper, but I mean realistically, how long do you think, I mean, could you keep making that mortgage payment? Probably not forever. I mean, how long do you think you could make it by yourself?
Are you down on me and you're not telling me?
No,
We're healthy now. We just got
Yeah.
we're looking at between now and age 73 though. We're on the hook for a while here.
yeah,
I mean, would you think
I-
realistically you could keep the house, Storm?
I mean,
Well, they play sports and stuff. I don't want to take that from them.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably not, dude. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Honestly, I doubt I don't see her can afford it. You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
No, I understand all too well. I mean, they're 11 and 9 now. I'm gonna tell you, they only get more expensive.
Oh yeah.
Everything only gets more expensive. So, it sounds like she'd be in a tough situation. I mean, do you have other family here, Storm, or?
No, this is all I got.
No,
Okay. All right. Well, Jeff, what would you want it to look like for Storm and the kids? Something happens to you.
I would want to see the house, try to get paid off and everything, where they'd have a home.
Okay, so as long as this mortgage payment, because the mortgage payment's $1,100 right off top before electric and
Right.
and, kids' clothes, food, gas, everything. Storm, if that mortgage payment wasn't an issue, you think you'd be in pretty good shape, huh? You have 3,170 coming
Yes.
in. As long as the mortgage is taken care of, we got the house. Storm, would you be okay then?
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm asking that because I'm kind of narrowing things down. I did some research already and shopped around as far as, previous conditions, prescriptions, that sort of thing. I mean, guys, obviously everybody typically wants this type of coverage. Unfortunately, not everyone can always qualify for everything or qualify for what they want,
Right.
like I said earlier, probably, I mean, if it was up to me, you could all have, $1 million for $10 a month. I'm just
Right.
looking at what company will approve whoever I'm assigned to and figuring out which one of those companies has the best rate for you and then let you kind of design. You can custom fit whatever you want. So I'm signing off on a recommendation on your behalf, Jeff, to whatever company you want to go with or whoever has the best rate or whoever will cover your previous stuff. Right now,
Right.
they don't know anything about you, man. So if I send them a request saying I've seen you and reviewed stuff, they're going to look at a couple things right off top. Motor vehicle report. How's that? Is that good?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Have you ever been declined coverage due to failing a health exam?
No.
All right. So the biggest thing they're going to look at is your prescription history report. They're going to see anything that you fill at the pharmacy. It needs to match what I told them you're taking, because if it doesn't, they assume, hey, Nate is uninformed here, and they just kick it out, right? So I've kind of got a snapshot of stuff earlier. Other than what we talked about earlier, is there anything else that you have to fill monthly?
Yes, I do. I take oh my gosh, I take pre-gab twice a day.
That's gabapentin basically for nerve damage.
Yes.
Okay, you
Yes.
get sciatic nerve pain.
Yes.
Okay.
I take a blood pressure pill. I take a prostate pill,
Right.
with blood pressure medicine. So
Okay. So the blood pressure is probably what, lisinopril? Your blood pressure stay in normal ranges as long as you're taking the meds, though.
yeah.
All right. So, but other than blood pressure, you haven't had any other heart or circulatory issues as far as like
No.
fatigue, nothing. So it's just you came into a regular appointment checkup one day and he said, "Hey, you're getting old. You need to start taking this as a preventative."
Yes.
regimen."
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So yeah, you and everybody else is on a low dose of that, as long as there's no history of anything. So
So
everything-
checked out good.
everything. So there's nothing pending right now. You're not awaiting any results on anything. There's
No,
ongoing. Okay.
no.
All right. So based on what you've told me and the research that I've done, so first of all, I could pull up a grid and show you all across the board. Usually it's a decline for
Right.
ongoing pain management medication. Now,
Right.
my father has degenerative disc disease, and they own a big farm in Mississippi, and where I grew
Right.
up. I'm in Chattanooga, but very important for me to figure out something for them, because if something happens to them, guess who's on the hook for trying to pay their mortgage and mine, right?
Right.
I did a ton of research for that specific thing already, and for the longest time, I could not even get my own dad approved for anything because
Sure.
of that same exact thing. So there's one company that I can get it approved for a preferred rate if it's, but not 7.5 3 times a day. I have a backup plan that is not a preferred rate, but if we have to go that route, it's because, hey, there ain't nothing else we can get anyways. So
Right.
the best kind of coverage is the kind that actually covers you and, pays a check if anything, when something happens, right? With Mutual of Omaha, and they have changed some of their criteria, and I got specific with their underwriter. Okay. And hey, we got a shot that she gave me a green light to sign off. So regardless, and I'm popping some stuff in here for you now. Now, regardless of whatever you design today, okay,
Mhm.
you don't pay anything, obviously, unless they approve you. It's theoretical. It's like,
Right.
if I could get this, I want it, but that don't mean you can get it, right? Now, it takes you a couple days, maybe a week or so. I'll be working on whatever it is. They'll either approve you or not, right?
Okay.
So upon approval, that's when you pay your first month, whatever you designed, and then you set it up. Like everything else, man. Whatever day of the month you want to pay it from then on, and you can change it to whatever. So right now, just to kind of draw everything out, we only owe 130 on the mortgage, right?
Right.
Conservatively, the value of the property is 225, which means we've got over 100 grand of your money basically invested into that account, into that piece of real estate. Now,
Right.
we're paying down on the mortgage over the next 20 years, which means the money in this account is going up, right?
True.
So, depending on if something happens to you between now and age 73, depending on how long you've lived, how many payments you've made, whatever you owe the bank at that time, there's going to be for sure 100% somewhere between 100 grand and 250 grand of your money invested there, right?
Right.
Now, the bank knows exactly how much money is in my parents' house, my house, your house, anything they got to
Right.
lean on, right? So, even right now, I mean, heaven forbid something happens to you, the bank sees 100,000 plus 100 grand sitting in that account. They see that you're gone. What do you think their next move is at the bank, Jeff?
No,
They see 100,000 of equity.
they ain't trying to go and try to sell our house on it.
Well, they got paperwork ready, but
Yeah.
as long as this mortgage payment continues to be made, there ain't nothing they can do. You know what
Right.
I mean? So that's
Yeah.
why we have now, hopefully, hey, everybody's fine. Storm's doing good. She's still working. Everything's good. But I mean, best case scenario, if we're still only living on 3,000, it's going to be tough for her, if she is working, to keep making that mortgage payment. But we have to make sure there's no situation that could ever happen to where when something happens to you, 60 days goes by and it's tough for her to make this mortgage, or she can't make this mortgage payment, because if
Yes.
that happens, we ain't just losing the property, we're losing the acres you just bought and
Yes.
somewhere between $100 and $250,000 of your money that you've been paying into all this time, right?
Right.
At the very least, we have to make sure when something happens to you, Storm, you get a tax-free check in your name immediately with enough money, whatever, pay off the whole house, pay off the house, leave extra money, whatever, but at least enough money to make sure, hey, you get this check to you. And I would say, and I've had to go through this many times with different families, but I would say, hey, take this, put it into a savings account, put it on auto pay for the mortgage. You ain't even got to
Right.
think about it. You got 2 years or something before you even have to decide if you want to sell the house, but you know the mortgage is paid, right? So if you decide to leave there, you're leaving there with 100, 150, 200 grand of equity with you. You can pay cash for another house and still not have a mortgage payment. So there's a lot of ways we can do that. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes.
with me?
I see what you're saying now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now you're 53 years old. You
Yes.
owe 130,000. Now, whenever you are 73, you'll have this paid for. So we owe 130 now. We're dropping that down to 0 over the next 20 years, right?
Yes.
So you can custom fit. Granted, we can get approved for anything. You can custom fit the amount of coverage you have. The more coverage, the more it is per month, right? The
Right.
longer that you lock it in for, the more it is per month. I'm pretty
Right.
sure over the age of 50, Mutual of Omaha will only do, yeah, the longest they're going to lock in over 50 is 20 years anyways. After 55, the longest they'll do is 15 years. So you're sliding right in there on time.
Okay.
Okay, so here I'm going to give you a couple different options just to, give us an idea and give you some ideas on, typically how people do this. So let's see. Forgot. Now, you do use tobacco though, and it is.
Yes.
All right, so all my first numbers are out the window. I forgot. Obviously, that makes it more expensive, which you already knew that.
Yeah.
Now, if you ever quit and you quit for 13 months, you give me let me know. I can rewrite it as a non-smoker, and you could either have more coverage for the same amount or the same coverage for less a month. Make sense?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So, but it'll be at whatever your age and health is at that time. All right.
Okay.
So any health problems going on, we might not be able to get anything, but you'll always be locked in for at least this. Okay.
Right.
We can look at full, which would be here. Let me draw a couple out real quick, and then I'll see how much they cost. Accidental 130, no matter what. Page
Mm-hmm.
3. Now we can go up or down or in between, all of these. I'm just going to kind of give you 3 things to look at
Okay.
to give you an idea. We can go up or down and explain everything to you. There's a couple of things that are going to work the same regardless of how you design it. Okay.
Okay.
So, this is full mortgage protection, which this one might be a little overkill for our situation, but like I said, you're the one designing this. I'm just kind of showing you some different ideas. So
Okay.
this 260,000, you are 53 right now. You don't have any health issues going on. Your back is jacked up, but that ain't gonna kill you, right?
Right. Right.
So, I mean, logically, if anything happens to you anytime soon, it's probably not going to be anything related to your health anyway. Going to be something
Right.
unexpected, right? Some, car wreck, something crazy. Now, the closer both of us get to age 73, more likely that is to change. You could have some
Sure.
health issues happen, right? But
Right.
we've been paying down on the mortgage all that time. So if something happens to you anytime soon, or if it's due to an injury or accident, not due to your health, this top one, for instance, will pay out $260,000, right? So that would pay off the whole house and leave her, another 100. That would replace the rest of that money is going to replace your income, right?
Right.
Whatever you design today, say it's the full amount, 130, that's locked in level until 73. So if something
Okay.
happens to you at 71, 72, you only owe $10,000 on the house. she would still get a tax-free check for, 130 or 260 or 100, whatever you have, period. It doesn't matter what you owe on the house. Whatever you
Right.
define, she gets a tax-free check for that immediately. So if anything happens anytime soon, it'd be 260. No matter what, she's still going to get a tax-free check, even if it is due to health, for 130,000, which means like, hey, if you died later in life, we've been paying down on the mortgage. She still pays off the rest of the mortgage and still has a whole bunch of money left over to her, right? Like I said,
Right.
that one's kind of overkill for the situation we're in, and it looked really good before I popped in the smoker rate, and then it jumped way up, right?
Yeah,
So
I
if we
figured
got
that.
approved for that, that's going to be kind of over and above. All right, now this is one that usually more so most people do, kind of fits the situation more. To 120,000, right? If anything happens to you anytime soon, then it's going to double to 120 grand, which means she can pay off the whole house, right?
Right.
If something happens later in life, she still gets a tax-free check for $60,000, right? Even though you've been
Right.
paying down on the mortgage, then that would still, pay off the rest of the house.
Mm-hmm.
That would only be 119 if we got approved for that one. Okay.
Okay.
Now, this is the minimum one they'll do down here. And we can, like I said, we can go in between, up and down, etc. But this is to make sure no matter what, there's never a situation that could happen to where your family would lose the $100,000 plus of equity that you have invested there, right? So
Right.
if something happens to you, she gets a tax-free check. Then it would be enough money. If it was anytime soon, it'd be enough money to pay the next 4 years of mortgage payments, right? She wouldn't have to think
Okay.
about it. Or if it's due to health later in life, at least 2 years of mortgage payments. If it's due to health, it's later in life, which means you've paid down your mortgage more. You have even more equity to lose. See what I mean?
Right.
Whatever this bottom number is, not the one that doubles. This doubles for an accident that has nothing to do with your health, but this bottom number, so 60 or 100, we can look at 100 that doubles to 200, whatever. But
Yeah.
that bottom number, if you get diagnosed with a critical illness built in with this, because it is for the mortgage, critical illness or chronic illness,
Yes.
on diagnosis, even though you are still alive, you have the option to access up to 85% of whatever this number is while you're still alive and pay off the house. See what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
That's built in, doesn't cost any extra, but that is there for you. So do you want to look at numbers in between these two? This is 60 that doubles to 120, which makes sure the house will be paid off if something happens basically anytime soon or later. This one is the full overkill one, 253 a month. I mean, if
No.
this was all free, that would be the one we would do, right?
Right. Right.
Right. But it ain't, and kids are expensive. So let's
Right.
let's cross that one out, right?
Yes.
Okay. Which one would you feel best about, if we could get approved, this one, or do you want to look at something in between there? Do you like one of these as it sits?
Oh, I like the bottom one. One of it like that. That'll work. You know what I
This
mean?
one right here, we can get approved.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. What is your mortgage a month? 1,000, 1,100.
1,093, something like
Okay.
that.
Okay. So I did my math a little wrong on that. It still accomplishes the same thing. $1,000 a month for 2 years of mortgage payments. That is 25,000, not 50,000. I did
Okay.
bad math on that one, but yeah, 25,000. So if she got a tax-free check for 25,000, even if it was later in life, that's going to pay, right at or a little over 2 full years of mortgage payments before she has to make a payment. If it was
Payment on
anytime
the house,
soon, if
yeah.
it was accidental, she would get a tax-free check for
Yeah.
50,000. Okay. And that's still 53. Now, sometimes if I pop different numbers in here, depending on the age, look, sometimes, so that didn't really change it that much for a pretty big difference in numbers. See what I mean? That's only like
Right.
$20, a little over $20 more.
Right.
So I wanted to at least look at that. This is the minimum. Okay. Now here's the thing. If they approve you for this one, they'll approve you for any of them. It's not
Okay.
about the amount of money. It's about if they'll approve the prescription history or not. See what I mean?
Right.
So do you like the, at least 2 years of mortgage payments no matter what, or 4 years, or do you want to go somewhere in between or look at in between, this one or this one, or, you guys can look at that.
Still yet, this will not pay off the house, right? If something happens to me, neither one of these coverage right here will pay off the house, right?
Well, it depends on how you design it. You can custom fit it however you want.
Right.
Is with a smoker rate, that's 119, right?
Right.
So, you want to fix the problem, but you want to fix the problem with the least amount monthly as possible is my goal. You know what I mean?
Right.
Problem is, if something happens to you, she can't make the mortgage payment, which means we lose all the equity too.
True.
So we need to at least make sure, no matter what, something happens, she ain't gonna lose the house unless she decides to sell it.
Right.
Because it makes more sense because she can
Right.
make a mortgage payment. So all of these accomplish that goal. It's just, which one fits best in the budget and which one you would feel best about, which one makes us sleep best and know that we're covered the best. I mean,
So all I'm worried about is the house getting it covered. The 119 a month.
mm-hmm.
It would give her enough. If something happens to me at 120,000.
If you die due to injury, not due to your health,
Right.
she's getting a tax-free check for 120 grand.
Okay.
Right. So that's going to pay. You can't die of health problems if you don't even have any. Right.
Right.
Later in life, you could get some health issues and die of something health related. If that happens, she still gets 60 grand no matter what. But if it's later in life, you've been paying down the mortgage, you don't still owe 130 grand. So she still gets 60 grand and she might owe 50,000 on the house, pay the rest off, have money left over. See what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So that one would be 119 if we got approved for that.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think this will be our best option right there on that?
I know it will. I mean, as far as you make the numbers however you want, as far as rate goes, this is the best possible rate we're going to find, period, regardless of how you do the numbers. Now,
Right.
as far as best option for putting your family in the best situation, 119.
Yes.
That's the best situation. Now, better than nothing, they're gonna know that they won't lose the house. They can sell the house, take all the equity, buy another house, whatever, with any of these other ones.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, dude. You got $1,600 a month coming in every single month until you die. Period.
Yeah. Right.
So as when you die, that stops.
Right.
So it would be smart if you took maybe a very small percentage of that money that's coming in no matter what and just reallocated it somewhere to where when that stops, more comes.
Right. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that would be, 10% would be $160. So that's like 7 or 8%. You just reallocate to where when that happens, when that money stops, that 1,600 is going to stop, then boom, she gets the money for the house. So it's still like you're still alive, taking care of them like you are now.
Try to hook us in on this right here, man. 119.
Okay. Now, just so you know, we can change that. We'll shoot in for this one because they don't care the amount of money. We'll shoot in for this one. If they approve you for that, they'll approve you for either one. So you don't actually pay the 119 unless they approve you. That's going to take, a couple of days, maybe a week, fingers crossed anyways. If they don't approve you, it's going to be back to the drawing boards for me and I will find the best thing. But this is hands down the best thing if they approve us. Okay. Now,
that'll work.
Upon approval, that's when you pay the first month and you are covered. What is your date of birth? Okay. So upon approval, that's when you pay the first month. You are covered. They type up your actual policy and send it directly to you in the mail. Okay. So
Okay.
that's going to hit County Road 29. I don't get anything that tells me it's in County Road 29's mailbox, right?
Okay.
And when you see it, just shoot me a text, say, hey, Nate, we got it in, because that starts the clock on a full another month. So we got about a week, maybe give or take, before this even approves. Okay.
Okay.
So you got time to think about it if you want to bump it down or up, right?
Okay.
If they don't approve you, then there's nothing to think about anyway, right? So,
Right.
upon approval, you get your policy. That starts the clock on another full month that your approval is good, and we can change it up or down, to whatever you want. Now, if you
Okay,
wait
man.
6 months later and call me and say, "Hey, Nate, let me get that other 100,000," it's gonna be based on your age and your health at that time. They're gonna make sure you
Right.
go to the doctor, right? All right. So, what is your height and weight? I got to run through a health questionnaire to verify I can actually sign off on that based on what you told me. In the email I got, they said I could, but this will tell me for sure it'll kick it out if it doesn't. So, what is your social? Okay. Hey, we made it through the gauntlet. I am authorized to sign off on those rates. Like I said, if they approve it, we can still adjust it up or down. I'll make sure you have it the way that you want it. Okay.
Okay.
We can change it to whatever. So something happens to you, this check, tax-free check, would immediately need to be made out to your lovely bride, right? Storm, correct?
Yes.
And what is
Storm.
Storm? What is your legal name?
Storm.
Sure, this is correct. 11978 and yep, that was correct. All right. Usually we're sitting together, you're in the office. I say, hey, grab a paper check, write void on it real big across the front. I don't have the technology for you to hand that to me. So there's a form here that says, even though you did not have a physical paper check with your name on it, that I can input it manually, but you're signing saying, hey, this is actually my account. That way they know your neighbor, next door neighbor ain't buying insurance, going to knock you off or something crazy. So who do you bank with?
Credit union.
Okay, you're going to use checking or savings to pay for that?
Checking.
Okay, I got theirs on file. Yep. All right. Their routing number is 264. All right, I'm ready for the checking whenever you are. Get this pushed through for you. I'll keep you in the loop. I respect you, man, wanting to take care of your family. I will do everything I can in my power to make sure, Storm and the kids are going to be all right.